tell it's summer because the fireflies
We're back in business.
are out. They are back in business. So how cool is this rock? This rock was found here on the property, and look how it has a nice little set of stairs for you, because it is used to mount horses if they get rode in the horse riding arena, which is right here. This is the horse riding arena that has probably tons of material. You can see the rocks that are on it. These rocks were also harvested from the property. They were set in these walls that are all over. And this horse riding arena, we are thinking about making it into a glamping site. So would it not be awesome to come stay at the Paleo Mama's farm and be able to get some fresh eggs, be able to see the animals, do some live classes, those sorts of things. We're going to probably put like a primitive kitchen out here. And we're probably also going to have like a primitive bathroom, could be a composting toilet. And we just really want to be able to use this space. All right, so we're going to walk around the side here of the riding arena, coming around. And we're going to show you what we've got going on so far and ideas for what we want to do for future considerations with our main, what we would call our market garden. So we have lots and lots of comfrey. Comfrey is known for its medicinal and therapeutic capabilities. This is actually a backing that is really been beneficial to make, like salves out of it and everything like that. It's phenomenal for aches and pains that you might receive, on your back and your knees and all that sort of thing. They say that comfrey is actually supposed to be like a liquid bandage. When you make an infusion with it, it's specifically designed to help broken bones heal, which is pretty amazing when you think about its value. And, excuse me, we have rows of this. The only reason why we had to start mowing it back is because it grows so well that we have to end up mowing it back. It's a perennial. It keeps coming back every single year. It has absolutely no problem. Yeah, so we'll put together a recipe vlog for you, for how we make our healing salve that we use this comfrey in it. And so we're going to do one of these videos, so stay tuned in the next week or so. We're going to have an entire week devoted to recipes that we do here on the farm. And you just don't want to miss that one. So Jackie would be able to tell you better than me, but I want to say that we are zone 4, or we could be zone 3 possibly over here on the western side of the state of North Carolina. This is a fig tree, and from what I understand, they do all right here during the summer, but unfortunately they're kind of they're really susceptible to cold weather. So I unfortunately may have to actually dig this up, put it in a big pot so I can wheel it inside in order to allow this to grow. But if you have any thoughts or suggestions about this wonderful fig tree here, I am all ears, because this was one of those impulse buys that I was like, oh, I've got plenty of land, I can go ahead and bury that in, and we'll just kind of figure it out as we go along. But I would love for this fig tree to be able to produce for us for years and years. So any advice that you have about raising fig trees, drop them down in the comments, please. We are very excited to let this fig tree be a part of our garden.
So these are elderberries. We have about 3 or 4 elderberry bushes. You could pretty much call them trees, but they turn like a deep burgundy when they're ready, and you could just taste them. And I've been eating this one. Very mildly sweet, but really it's a medicine, so you can use the flowers for making salves, and you can use the berries for making wine. But we really like to make elderberry syrup, which is like a cough syrup, immune booster.
This past year, if I may, in our area, colds and flus were running rampant,
Yeah.
and elderberry syrup was like an unbelievably
off the
hot.
shelf.
It was a hot commodity.
Yeah.
Now, it's to say that we're not probably going to end up. I mean, we'll have such a good harvest. We may be able to actually sell some of this year.
Probably.
But we absolutely know that during the cold season, it is super important to have this.
Yeah. So you just come out here with scissors, and we'll just cut the large part off in the clusters. Then actually you can freeze them whole, and then when they're frozen, you can kind of just shake them off the branch. It's super easy that way. So looks like tomorrow we're going to be coming out and harvesting some of these darker ones before the birds do.
And then this is the other bush, which is really more like a tree. It has grown really well, and look at all the clusters. What I kind of like is that the clusters, depending on how you look at them, they kind of look like hearts. See how that one kind of looks like a little heart right there, and then that one right there looks like a little bit of a heart. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I think that these are fantastically pretty. And then the flowers that come, the little elder flowers. Ooh, let's see if we can get some over here. The elder flowers right there. So of course those flowers are the blossoms that turn into the berries.
This is our market garden, and next year is going to be a lot bigger. We just got back from RVing, and I kind of just threw whatever seeds into the ground that I had. These are tomatoes right here. They need some major pruning, and probably I'm going to do some of that tonight. But with tomatoes, you have to be very careful to pull the suckers out. They grow in between, and so what they do is they kind of take all the energy of the plant, and you want to make sure that you break those off. So that's kind of what I came out here to do tonight. But in the meantime, I'll show you guys a few things that we have planted. I thought this was a row of pumpkins. It's turning out to be butternut squash. So I read my label wrong. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with all this butternut squash, but some of it's looking pretty big, some of it's still growing. This ground is super fertile out here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had 100 butternut squash at the end of the season.
Frankie, say hi.
Hello.
These are candy roasters, and they're actually, I'm really excited because they just started growing. So you can see them right there starting to grow. If you've never had candy roaster squash, then you're missing out. It's way better than pumpkin. It's sweeter, and you can use it in place of pumpkin or even butternut. This is a patty pan. Patty pans are so good.
It makes a phenomenal paleo alternative to
It
a
really
bun,
does.
right? To a hamburger bun.
Yep. This
It's
is
really
it's called a kabocha winter squash. We actually just mowed, so and we like using the grass for hay or for mulch. So, but this one hasn't started growing yet, but it's really spreading out well. So I really think we're gonna get a good harvest from that. So this is our pumpkin. I think I have about 6 pumpkins. Yep. We got one growing right there. Looking really good. They are a small pie pumpkin, so they're not going to be super huge, but enough for the kids to carve. Right, buddy?
Yeah, and
Tell them.
it's good like take the seeds out and put like toys in there, and then make jack-o'-lanterns.
That's right. We'll make some jack-o'-lanterns. Was a good idea.
No, I'm not hurting you. You just want me to let you go.
More pumpkins. These are only
There's
3
none.
pumpkin plants. They're space hoggers, so
There's
only plant them in a spot where you have lots of room that they can spread out and their vines can spread out.
there's none.
The buds are really good right now, and we should be seeing little pumpkins probably in the next week.
This tree is 3 years old, and it was planted as the size of, let me show you the size that it was when we first got it. See this tree now behind me? This tree behind me, this apple tree, no, I'm sorry.
That's a peach.
That is another peach tree. So it started out that size, and now it's this size.
And we only had 1 peach from it this year, which was
But it had so
Kinda
many little
disappointing.
peaches from it, which is fine though, because sort of self-pruned,
Yeah.
and you want it to be that way. You want it to prune itself for the first couple of years in order to get higher and higher yields. But the one peach that it did grow,
Was awesome.
phenomenal tasting, and
all shared
I
it.
cannot wait until next year with this tree. This tree right here is a Golden Delicious apple tree, and these are not the same typical Golden Delicious that you would see in a store. These are what organic trees look like, folks. These are ugly, bad looking little apples, but totally full of great nutrition.
That's gigantic, Mommy.
There you go. Oh,
Get it?
yeah.
This one has lots.
These dogs, man. These dogs are really, really annoying right now.
That's
GoPro, stop recording.
There's one. Hazelnuts. We harvest them before they turn brown because of the deer. If they have spots on it, then you can pick them and leave them out on a counter for a few weeks and they'll turn brown.
This tree right here is the most special tree that we have in the entire market garden area. This tree symbolizes where we planted her in honor of Jackie's sister Dinah. So we call this the Dinah tree. The Dinah tree has produced apples for us every year that we've planted it. She's been here now for 3 years. We very honorably took the small bit of ashes that we had from Dinah's body, planted them in the ground along with the tree, and this is our way of saying that Dinah is with us always. It's the centerpiece of our entire market garden, and we are super thrilled to know that she is always with us. And she's got lots of really wonderful little apples that we should be able to appreciate this year. These are known as Gold Rush apples. We got them from a local nursery around here. This Fuji apple tree right here is my warrior tree. This tree was down to as low as this because we initially parked all these trees in a pasture that we felt that maybe some electric wire were going to keep my full-size goats out of. They ate this down all the way to here. But look at what she's been able to do in the last year and a half. Totally grown back, and I'm super excited. Maybe next year we'll actually see some apples on her. But this is my warrior tree right here.